धन्यवाद सर, मेरे इंटरेस्ट में प्लीज से फ्यू वर्ड जोरदार तालियों के साथ मंच पे स्वागत करेंगे गवर्नर साहब का प्लीज।
जय जिनेंद्र। Ambassador of India of India. Ambassador, High Commissioner, Santosh Chitra, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, my friend Arun Chandra. Guardian of the legacy, Chairman of Jito. Ladies and gentlemen, Bharat ka Asir Mubarak. It is my privilege and great honor as Governor of the Western Province to welcome you to Colombo for the inaugural JBM Power Conclave in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, today we open our doors and most importantly our hearts to friends, partners and missionaries from across India and across the world. We are deeply grateful to Jito Chennai Plus and the JN International Trade Organization for choosing Sri Lanka as a stage for this gathering of ideas, ambition and collaboration. Sri Lanka has always been a meeting place for civilization, for traders and for thinkers. From the ancient Silk Route to today's digital highways, our island has always been a bridge connecting east and west, north and south. But my message today is very simple. We do not want Sri Lanka to be only the place where you meet. We want it to be a place, we want this to be a place where you invest, where you innovate and make it your home. Today we are at a moment of transformation of our country. 3 years ago, the streets outside of the magnificent hotel was filled with protesters demanding a better form of governance to the new social contract. We had inflation, over 100% negative reserves, and people lined up in full queues for over 3 hours. Or even for 10 days. We also had a deep economic contraction history. But the resilience and spirit of people meant that we would never give up on our hopes for a better life and for each other. Bayo and Benu, there is no country in modern history that has recovered this fast, our crisis so deep. And that says a lot about resilience and favorability of our people, our institutional system. We are just not recovering, we are resurging. And the Western Province, home of our Commissioner Capital Colombo, is at the heart of it. And we want you members of the JN and the Indian business community to be part of the story. I want to share with you before 4 important things I think, reasons as to why Sri Lanka and Western Province is the right home for you and your business. One, we are developing a world-class infrastructure, expanding digital connectivity, modernizing our transport network, and revitalizing our heritage and cultural assets. 2, we are making it easier and faster for you to do business. 3, we are also very close to you. It just takes 3 hours or 1 hour to get in here. This makes Colombo an unrivaled hub for a trade. Our talent is young, dedicated, multilingual, and most importantly, our quality of life is unmatched. Not many cities in the world that give you the kind of views that you can have by just stepping outside of the hotel. Also, our island is small and diverse enough that you can be in your boatroom in the morning and in the afternoon you can be watching the sunset from a beautiful golden beach. As a member of the business community myself, someone with a Kutchi Gujarati background, I know that many of us don't want to miss a good opportunity. So, to all of you, I just want to say this, that Sri Lanka is that opportunity now. Don't miss it out. Be with us. Let this enclave be the beginning, not the end of your relationship with us. Let the conversations you have here be the partnership that will transform not only your industries but also our community to go beyond walls. Sri Lanka wants you to grow and we want you to grow with us. In the change transition, business is not merely about profit. It is about purpose, trust and mutual prosperity. These are the values that we share with you as you embark on the next 3 days of dialogue and discovery. I appeal to you to see Sri Lanka just not as a destination, but as a next home. Welcome to Colombo. Welcome to Western Province. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Thank you so much. That was quite motivating and enlightening for us. May I now take the opportunity to call on stage Honorable Shri Arun Chatterjee, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Employment, to please say a few words to us. Sir.
His Excellency Satut Ji, High Commissioner of India, Sri Lanka, Honorable Hanif Yusuf, the Governor of Western Province, members of the Giant International Trade Organizations, G2 Business Network, and the executive members of G2, distinguished guests, business leaders, have a good afternoon to you, Jay and Indra. Aidwan, Wanakkam, Assalamu alaikum. It's a privilege to be with you here in Colombo on a day that carries deep meaning for our region. Today is India's Independence Day. On behalf of the government and the people of Sri Lanka, I extend our heartfelt greetings to our brothers and sisters in India. 79 years of courage, 79 years of vision, 79 years of proving that a nation's destiny can be shaped by its own hands. Sri Lanka celebrates this day with you, not just as a neighbor across the park strait, but as a close friend and a partner in shaping a better future of our region. This G2 Trade Plus and G2 Business Network gathering is more than just an event. It is a meeting of minds and meeting of values. Your presence here is a sign of trust, and I hope these next 2 days will be filled with meaningful discussions, fresh ideas, and partnership that last go far beyond this hall. The G2 Business Network's growth across India and beyond is impressive, and it is hard. It's something I deeply admire. Visionary communities, especially the Jain community, whose businesses acumen is matched by strong values, discipline, and social responsibility. The philosophy that prosperity must walk hand in hand with purpose is exactly what the world needs today. Friends, for Sri Lanka, business networking is not a luxury, it is essential. In a world that is more connected, more competitive, and more independent than ever before, no country can thrive in isolation. We must connect, we must collaborate, we must co-create value with partners near and far. This is why we are positioning Sri Lanka as a hub for trade, logistics, tourism, digital innovation and value-added industries. And in JBN, we see a partner with the reach and expertise and the vision to walk this journey with us. In recent years, the global economy has been shaken, supply chains disrupted, markets tested, business models forced to adapt. One truth has emerged: resilience and adaptability are no longer optional, they are survival skills. Many global industries are now looking beyond traditional supply chains, searching for partners who are reliable, strategic, and well connected. Sri Lanka stands out in that search. Under the leadership of our President, Anurag Dissanayake, we have acted quickly to restore investor confidence. Debt restructuring almost complete, and sincere thanks to the Government of India for making this a huge success. Economic stability is restored. Projected growth for this year is around 5%. These are not just numbers, these are signs of a nation regaining its footing and looking forward with clarity and determination. And for investors, this means certainty, this means opportunity, this means a level playing field. The forthcoming public-private investment strategy will provide a transparent, predictable framework as you can plan for the long term with confidence. For JBN members, the opportunities in Sri Lanka are real. Tourism on track for 3 million visitors this year with hotels, resorts, and infrastructure ready for investments and early returns. IT and digital service powered by a young educated tech savvy workforce inspired by India's own digital transformation. Agriculture, healthcare, textiles, automobile, renewable energy, startups, all primed for joint ventures and strategic investments. Our meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibition sector is growing, blending modern facilities with world-class hospitality and scenic cultures, richness, and that only Sri Lanka can offer. This is where I see JBN. I can see JBN making a lasting impact. Your network span continents, your expertise cuts across industries, your vision goes beyond profit to purpose. Doing business in Sri Lanka today is not just a commercial decision. It is an opportunity to shape industries, uplift communities, and be a part of national transformation. We welcome you not only as industrialists and entrepreneurs, but as friends, brothers, and sisters. Friends who will find in Sri Lanka diversity, authenticity, and people whose warmth is unmatched. India's journey since independence proves that vision and determination can transform a nation. Sri Lanka is now writing its own new chapter, and I truly believe we can write together. The strongest bridges that are built when trust walks from one side and the opportunity walks from the other side. Sri Lanka brings opportunity, JBN brings trust. Together, we can build something the world will remember. Thank you once again. Happy Independence Day to India.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your enlightening words. May I now take the opportunity to call upon stage His Excellency Santosh Jhaji, High Commissioner of India in Sri Lanka. Can we give a big round of applause for His Excellency? Thank you.
Namaskar, Ayuban, Vanakkam. Honorable Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Employment, Mr. Harun K. Honorable Governor of the Western Province, Mr. Hanif Yusuf, Pramod Shoria, Chairman, Jain International Trade Organization, Chennai Plus Foundation, Mr. Kailash Goleta, Chairman, JDMFX, Mr. Lalit Gandhi, Secretary General, G2FX, Mr. Vijay Bhandari, President, G2FX, Mr. Prithviraj Kothari, Chairman, G2FX, and many more that we've got introduced to today. I will not have all the names, but there are many names around on this desk here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all really say thank you to all of you for inviting me, welcoming me to this very, very vibrant event. I must say that I deeply appreciate the fact that you've chosen Colombo for this very important event. And I think people here in Sri Lanka will appreciate as well the fact that you are adding to the economic growth and recovery in the years to come by coming here. Today is a very important day. This is today we celebrated the 79th Independence Day of India. So as the Indian High Commissioner here, let me extend my warmest greetings to all of you. This is a historic occasion. We had all the ceremonies earlier today, and we had also the privilege of listening to the messages of Honorable President of India yesterday evening and today morning the Prime Minister of India. It is clear that amidst all the global instability, India remains a bright spot in terms of economic growth. We are the fastest growing major economy. We are the fourth largest economy, soon to be third largest by the end of the next year or in 27. And clearly we are the global growth engine and factor of stability in this very, very uncertain world. But another thing that has been rock solid in the past year has been India-Sri Lanka relations. In the last 1 year, or even less than that, about 9 months or so, we've seen visits by the President of Sri Lanka to India. That was the first visit after his election to a foreign country. And when the Prime Minister of India came here in April this year, it was also the first foreign leader to visit Sri Lanka under this new government. And this has established one thing clearly, that India-Sri Lanka relations have never been better than what it is now. We have clearly laid out the future directions of our relationship. There is very clear sense that both countries want to stand hand in hand, work together for the future growth and prosperity of our respective countries. The two visits have established very clear directions in terms of the pillars of the relationship. I must say that connectivity has to be the first one. Energy, because that's an input to economic growth, is the second one. Development cooperation as aspiring societies, developing societies, is naturally the third one. Trade and investment and security and defense are fourth and fifth. Each of these are growing very, very rapidly. We are working jointly in each of these sectors. Sri Lanka is India is actually Sri Lanka's largest trade partner. We are one of the largest investors, in fact, the leading investor in the last 5 to 6 years. And we also are the biggest contributor to tourist traffic coming into Sri Lanka, which is a vital element of Sri Lanka's economic 5. We are very determined, as it was mentioned earlier by the Honourable Ministers, that Sri Lanka went through a period of economic crisis. We are very determined to support Sri Lanka in its efforts at recovery, and we are very, very happy to see that it has started not just recover, but also beginning to consolidate towards a period of robust economic growth in the days to come. As was mentioned, Sri Lanka already has low inflation, good economic growth of 5% or so. And in many ways, we remain committed to supporting Sri Lanka. I must mention that India was the first country that came forward with a very big package of economic support of $4.1 billion. More recently, we have increased the development assistance that we extend to Sri Lanka. We have converted a significant amount of loans into grants. We have reduced the interest on swap arrangements that have been extended as part of the economic assistance to Sri Lanka. And most importantly, we have restructured the debt. We are also supporting infrastructure-related projects in the energy sector. We are working on a grid interconnection for the trade in power between India and Sri Lanka. We are also having a multi-pronged project which will turn Trincomalee, eastern Sri Lanka, into an energy hub, connecting Trincomalee with a pipeline from India, and also developing the ecosystem for energy development there. Not very far in Sampur, in eastern province, we are also building a solar power plant. And in addition to that, we've been seeing some private sector interest in investments into this country. Just in the last 6 or 8 months, I can recall that SIAC in India invested in acquiring assets here in the tyre industry. The Colombo Dockyard Limited, there is a proposal for Nasdaq Dock Limited to take over the majority share holding in this shipbuilding ship repair facility, which is one of the leading in South Asia. We are working and we are waiting for Sri Lanka to take its own decision as to when we can resume negotiations for an economic and technology cooperation agreement. We are also supporting the railway sector in a very, very major way. Over the last decade or so, we have put in about more than $1 billion of lines of credit for the renovation of the railway system in Sri Lanka. And we are supporting ports development as well, both from the private sector side as well as through grant assistance to government of Sri Lanka. Overall, our approach towards Sri Lanka is now one that is investment-based, departing from the old debt-based strategy that Sri Lanka followed. And I think there is greater appreciation in Sri Lanka today that the kind of economic difficulties they had to undergo was related to this strategy that they had adopted. So investment is the way forward. I think all of you here would be interested in that and looking at the opportunities. The minister did point out some of the areas that will be of important priority for development in this country. I would, on my own, say that there are many possibilities. One of the biggest challenge in the current scenario, global scenario today, is to develop supply chains. And India and Sri Lanka could be a part of that integrated supply chain arrangements. And we can work in a number of sectors, whether it is in critical minerals, whether it is in electronic components, or pharmaceuticals, or automobile sectors, etc. We can, of course, contribute to the development of tourism. We are already, as I mentioned, the biggest contributor. But by building infrastructure for tourism, which is very important. And there is a very, very rapidly growing traffic into this country from India. And that in itself should be a reason for us to participate in the development of tourist infrastructure in this country. So that is all I needed to say. I don't think there is much for me to add to what the Honourable Ministers have already said and Honourable Governor has said. I again welcome you all. We are very happy to host you here. I would also extend an invitation to each one of you to come separately in a focused manner to look at the opportunities here. We would be very happy to support any effort that you would want us to put into this. Sri Lanka is a country with growing prospects. It is our neighbor. It is our duty, our responsibility, as I said, to stand hand in hand and support them as they recover and usher into a new era of economic growth. So thank you so much. Happy Independence Day once again, and many, many thanks for being here.